How much money do you think you made off that biker denim silhouette?
Oh, 7-8 figures? Easily 8 figures.
10 million?
Yeah, plus, million? Easily. What do you do in restaurants to make money? Pop bottles, buy watches, buy cars.
Get veneers.
Get veneers, I got it too. So you got veneers. So I'm the epitome of a brand owner. 150 racks. That was what I did for my first time as a sales rep. So my relationship with Simon is big. I see him now making, what do you sell his company for? 600 million? I think we sold like 2,000 pairs of jeans, like off the jump. And then we get calls from our stores. They're like, hey, all your buttons are popping off right now. And I was like, oh my God.
For the people that don't know, we
My bad.
Very fucked up the scheduling, so he drove 2 hours out here with his wife.
It was only an hour.
But that's still like a long ass time.
We were half an hour. Yeah. We were half an hour out, and my wife doesn't go nowhere ever with me. So she was like, "Oh, I wanted to check out you and a podcast." Yeah. And shit. I was like, "Cool, come out, bet." And so like she's like, "Why did you flip out?" And I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna do that.
Hey, to be fair too though, I also offered the Uber Black services. You know, I was like, yo, tomorrow I'll pay for your Uber Black so you ain't gotta drive. So a lot of the kids out there, remember, your reputation, your name, how you do business.
Facts.
Like the $500-600 that I paid is not worth ruining my reputation and my name and my relationship with Chris. So
yeah,
he's worth more than that.
Yeah. And I would say too, like seeing this with you guys and everything too, it's just like, you know, when you have like a little brother that actually grows up and he does this shit, you're like,
what do you think? I feel like all the kids like DM you, right? What do you think was different? Like, what do you see? Like when if 10 kids DM you, what is like, oh, this guy's going to make it and this guy's fucking not going to make it?
Consistency. You were consistently always hitting me up for no fucking reason or any reason or just commenting. And so for me, it's just like, I get so many people DM me, they'll DM me once or twice, but you were constantly always like asking questions and you would take it, you know? And then I would see the things that you were doing and I'm like, yeah, this motherfucker is doing it. Cause like, there's a handful of guys that like, I keep on saying it, that did it. I want to say you, Sang from True Brand. I remember when he was starting the hat brand, I would give him like all these ideas, or he'd ask me ideas and concepts about it. And you know, he went there. What's the other guy? EJ over there at Dad Gang. And it's crazy. It's just like seeing these guys that like I don't even fucking know. Like I literally don't know. And
it's literally a cold DM.
It's a cold DM. And just seeing it, like seeing you kind of transition from obviously the whole the Superline Wholesale with all that shit, because that's tough though. That trapping is tough. And then when you went from there to see do a media company here, you guys are out here doing podcasts, getting paid by fucking Bella Canvas and all these other fucking Illuminati guys that come out here just to
do content.
It's crazy. It's fucking amazing, bro.
Yeah.
It's fucking amazing. It's good. Good for you guys though.
Can you tell the people a little bit about your story? I know you were a mortgage officer. You are a sales rep. Can you give us like the quick like rundown of like how you got to where you are today?
So pretty much the rundown. How old was I? 22, 23. After I graduated out of college, my first job was a loan officer, right? And so I did really well. I mean, my first 6 months, I was one of the leading loan officers in the company. First time I made like $20,000 in my life, and it was great, you know? But then during that time, obviously the real estate industry did this.
So it was what, 2008-ish?
No, this is like 2024, 25. I was like 23, 24 years old. And then like right off the jump, my company, I guess they ended up going belly up with some shady ass loans and shit like that. Whatever. I didn't want to just jump from one mortgage company to another. And I was great at sales. I've always been doing sales, from selling women's shoes at Aldo. I was actually at one point, I'm not bullshitting, I was the #1 leading sales rep in all of Aldo by hour transactions at South Coast Plaza.
How many shoes per hour?
Bro, I was just selling stripper shoes, bro. Everybody's buying these fucking Clear Hill fucking stripper shoes. And at South Coast Plazas, you had so many fucking people going there. And the dude, I was selling the shit out of fucking these Clear Hill fucking soul shoes.
What was the secret? Is it just like a numbers game? You talking to everyone?
I was just talking to anybody and everybody, dude. I mean, even if you had to fucking play, even if you had to play a little bit gay, I'm moving shoes to fucking straight dudes too. I didn't give a fuck at that point. It's commission-based job.
Yeah. So how many were you selling like an hour? Like on a Saturday cracking like
I want to say
10, 20?
I want to say I was doing like, dude, I don't want to cap these numbers because it's been so long, dude, but I think I was doing something like 10 to 15,000 in sales a day.
$10,000 to $15,000 a day yourself.
Yeah, $10,000 to $15,000 a day.
That's a lot of fucking shoes.
At one fucking day. But I could be capping though because it's been so fucking long. I don't remember the fucking numbers. Yeah, but all right. So I went there, and then after I lost my gig, one of my roommates was dating a dude that had a clothing brand called Franco Shade. All right, shout out Joe. And so he was doing this trade show called Magic, and of course at that time Magic. In the early 2000s, mid 2000s,
peak Magic days.
Peak Magic days. You're talking about when the show was in the North Hall or South Hall, whatever the fucking hall was. It was fucking huge. It looked like a fucking 4 or 5 football stadiums. It's just fucking massive amounts of clothes. This is in the days where urban was king. I'm talking about LRG. Had like
they had like tigers and shit, no? Like tigers,
monster
trucks. Monster trucks.
Dude, they had this built out fucking house with the fucking tree coming out of it and a porch. And they had all their homies just hang out in the front. And so you'd open the door and they'd let you in. And I never got to go in, but I heard it was like a full-on bar, a party in there, right? And in between that, then you had Gino Green Global, you had Avrix, you had almost every urban brand, Fat Farm, Aku, all these fucking brands. And this is when people were spending money. They didn't. This is before the trade shows said everybody has to have the same booth. So motherfuckers would go to the show and be like, "Yo, look at my big ass dick. I'm spending 150
the crazy build outs."
Yeah.
For the kids that don't know, essentially what Magic Trade Show is, it's where all the brands come. They show their collection. So like, let's say fall winter's coming up, they're bringing all their hoodies, all their sweatpants, and then retail stores are coming and buying those things. So it's a true B2B business.
And it's like mom and pop stores, but it's also like Macy's,
Nordstrom's. I mean, all the major retailers. And it's not this is before the time of like Instagram, Shopify. There's no direct to consumer.
There is zero DTC, right?
Yeah.
And so during this time, it's like my first trade show. My buddy said, "Hey, come out to Vegas, help me out, just work the booth." All right. And so he had a brand new brand. So at that time, there's this thing called the campground, right? So the campground was just like literally a fucking campground. You'd have a couple rolling racks, you'd be on a bench, and these are all these new brands. This is the cheapest place for you to be at the show. And this is when Karmaloop was kind of cracking, and they had this thing called the Karmaloop Casbah. So what the Karmaloop Casbah was like the first like drop ship. They were literally the first drop ship. And so they were there like cultivating all these brands. So like my relationship with all these guys, the reason why my network is so big is because I've been in the industry for so long, and I've seen some of these guys go from these Karmaloop Casbahs to some of these brand owners, and they moving around all over the place, right?
Yeah.
So obviously, my first show. So, I'm young, I'm hungry, I'm just here to party, right? I think of 23, 24 at the time.
You're in Vegas.
I'm in Vegas, and this is back in the day when it's a 4-day event. And back in the day, you're going because every single night in Vegas, there's a party. I'm talking about there's a party. So, at the time, forgot what the fucking magazine was, but they'd always throw a party one night. I know, and one of the big nights is the Creative Rec Hudson party. One of the night was actually the Magic party. I forgot what the magazine was, but the thing is, this is back in the day where Vegas, you'd have to dress up for shoes. You'd have to dress up. You'd have to fucking wear dress shoes,
like a suit, a button up.
But the thing is, this is when Creative Rec kind of blew up during that time, because they were able to say, hey, if you wear Creative Rec, that's considered like a dress shoe.
Yeah.
Right. And so those parties were fucking wild, And so everybody wants to go just to go to the parties.
What's the craziest shit you've seen in one of the parties? Did you do a gator tail in the back?
No gator tails in the back, dude. But I've seen some you're thinking about like people just doing the craziest shit,
Like what? Like,
man, I don't want to fucking snitch on nobody out here.
You don't have to name names.
No. Just amount of females, female substances and shit like that. You see some crazy shit. Athletes, rappers. You're talking about the biggest industry. I mean, I would say fashion is one of the biggest industries in Vegas for 4 days. Going back to the point. I go to the trade show. I have no expectations at all. And, one of my first times ever, there was a buyer that I was speaking to talking about shoes. And so obviously the sneaker industry, the clothes industry, very hand in hand, right? And so I'm sitting there talking about him because he's wearing a pair of Nike Dunks, the Tiffany's, right? And so we kind of hit it off by just talking about shoes. And he was like, oh, where's your booth? I'm like, oh, my booth is, over there by the campground. I was like, I'll check you out. And so I see him, he comes back in and he's like, oh shit, this is your stuff? I was like, yeah. He was like, looking at it. He's like, yo, I want to carry it for my store. How about this? Give me a 5, 10, 10, 5 across the board. And I was just like, what the fuck is a 5, 10, 10, 5 across the board? My buddy Joe's like, from what size? He's like, from small. He wants a 5 smalls, 10 mediums, 10 larges, 5 extra larges across the board, means every single fucking piece. And I was just like, oh fuck.
That's the industry term for you kids out there. If somebody comes and wants to order and they just say the numbers in a row, you say from what size, and then it's like if he's saying from medium, then it's starting from medium 5, 5, 5, 10. So that's what it is.
So 5, 10, 10, 5 across the board. And so I tally this up and it's like a $15,000 order, right? And I'm like, okay, cool. He's like, okay, here's my info. Let me know when it's ready to ship. I'll give you my credit card. And I was like, all right, cool. And so Joe, he's like, this is a $15,000 order. You just made $1,500. I was like, what do you mean I made $1,500?
10% your
I'm going to give you 10% commission on this. I made $1,500. And he was like, if you do this the whole fucking weekend, I'm going to pay you 10% on everything you fucking, once we ship, I'll give you 10% on every single order. And so I sit there fucking working like a Jamaican, bro. Like I'm just fucking like all over the fucking place. I'm talking to everybody, collecting business cards and everything. And I think that weekend I ended up with something like 50,000 in orders, right?
So you made what, 5 bands?
5 bands. 5 bands in 4 days of work. And I'm just like, fuck, I could do this. And then he was like, listen, dog, this is all you need to do is go back and follow up with the rest of these guys and see who else could order, because a lot of people won't order there. But during that time, a lot of people were actually writing orders at the show, right? So I come back with a stack of business cards. Dude, I'm on unemployment right now. He's paying me fucking cash under the table. So I'm like, all right, bet. I'm going to do what I do as a loan officer. I get my fucking headset on. I put all these fucking, I take the business cards, I type up everything, put in an Excel spreadsheet with, with all the info, and I call everybody with the same fucking pitch.
What's the pitch? Give me the opening line.
Pretty much pitches like, yo, my name is Chris. You stopped by the booth at the trade show. I appreciate you coming by. I know you spoke to like a gazillion people, but I just wanted to say this. I appreciate you. No one stopped by, but we want to be in your fucking store. What can I do to be in your store? And just shit like that.
Yeah.
I'm like,
great script for you kids out there. You need a script, copy that right there.
You just got to read a script. And I would always say like, I respect your store. So-and-so, you carry Triumvir, you carry Stussy, you carry 10 Deep or whatever. And we would love to be a part of those, that culture. So I would always just say this. I would call consistently and just do the same shit over and over and over. And for me, it was always like calling the same guys over and over, building a relationship through the phone, knowing their fucking dog's name, their girlfriend's name, their favorite football team. I mean, whoever the fuck it is. Like at that time, there's like about 100 stores that came by, and I just knew everything about that store. I would study the shit out of those stores, and I would study the shit out of who they carried. If they said no the first time, I would come back the second season, the third season, or whatever it is, until I built a relationship with that store. And so it was always, like I said, with you, that's why I respected it. I saw a lot in you, like me, persistency. Yeah. Always coming back, always talking, always calling. That was the situation I was in. So I did that. So I did that for about, I think 2 weeks after the show. I ended up booking $150,000 in orders total.
Was that 15 bands then?
Yeah, 15 bands. 15 that was my first. And so 150 racks. That was what I did for my first time as a sales rep with Franco Shade. And he only shipped twice a year. Fall, winter, spring, summer. So I was like, all right, this is cool,
And 15 bands back then is like a lot now, because before inflation and shit.
Yeah,
so.
15 bands is a fucking lot, And at that time, dude, I'm not doing dick, dude. I'm at home on unemployment. I'm living in a garage at that time, paying like $400, So I was just like, all right, this is chill. And so that's how I started as a sales rep. I was like, I'm gonna do this. And so, ever since then with that brand, I just continued doing the same thing, just building my rapport, building my relationships. And like anytime I would see a store or I could see something on a magazine, I would just research the fuck out of it. I would go to other brands' pages, because back then, which was very, very fucking dumb for you guys, was to leave your shop list up. And so back then I would research other brands like Crooks and Castles, 10D.
What's a shop list? Like where they're at?
Yeah, where they would be carried.
What?
Like some brands will have where they're stocked on their website.
And you would hit up those stores?
Yes, I would research the shit out of it. I would go to every single brands that are competitors, and I would have pitches about why I should be in your store. I'm the number one selling brand in so-and-so, and they're the competitor. You carry XYZ, so I would go through all these angles. And so for me, that's the reason why we're still here, is because, we talk about DTC all the time, but Wholesale is a fucking unicorn.
Yeah.
It's a unicorn.
It's never going away either. Like
Yeah.
retail stores are never going. It might go up, it might go down, but like that streetwear store on
Yeah.
your local mall, it's always going to exist to
Yeah.
a certain level.
And so that's the reason why we're sitting here, because obviously all the guys that I feel as if all the guys that you push and some of the guys on Superline and all these other brands popping up, they're great. They can run fucking content, amazing. They can run ads, amazing, and they can push product DTC. But you can have the greatest brand DTC, but don't know shit or dick about wholesale. You're not going to go much. You know what I'm saying? You could do 100 racks. A lot of brands, I do $100,000 every fucking month online. Fuck, we do 100. We do almost like $1 million, $2 million wholesale.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And that's easy money. That's no projections. That's no like, oh, I need to sell X amount. No, we're out there, on a selling cycle, 6 months. Get your pre-orders in, whatever we ship.
it's essentially like the pre-order method, but for B2B. So a lot of you guys out here are like, oh, well, I'll make a sample, I'll put it on the website, and then I'll order from the factory.
Yes.
It's that on a way bigger scale. And the person that's placing the order is the retailer.
Yeah.
So if it's like a Nordstrom's, they're going to come in and guarantee you 10,000 units. Then you already know, go to the factory, let's make 11,000. Let's have an additional 1,000 for the DTC.
You want to break down how like terms work for those type of deals? Because it's a little different.
I mean, honestly, if you're lucky on some of these chain stores, a majority of the time it's gonna be COD or CC, right?
What's that?
COD is cash on delivery, right? So once you're ready to go, you're like, yo, Tom, Dick, Jane, your order's ready. You got 300 pieces. It's $10,000. I'm gonna run your CC bet. So you run your CC, you pack the order, you run the CC, you ship it out, you got the money, right? And so that's what you really want, CC, COD, right?
So cash up front.
Yeah, cash once it's shipped with like a cashier's check or whatever the fuck, or CC once it's ran. That's a beautiful part. Then you have a handful of guys with big chain stores that it's terms, right? Yeah. You got your net 15s, net 30s,
So
net 45s.
you're floating them essentially.
You're floating them, but once it's up, then they have to either cut a check or you run the credit card.
Yeah.
Usually the net terms are always the guys with the big chain stores, or the guys that buy a lot of volume. And, obviously we call your Federateds. Your Federateds, it's your Nordstroms, your, who else? Your Selfridges, your Harvey Nichols.
Why is that? Is it because they have the leverage they can, or they just move so much volume they need cash flow help?
No, it's because they have the fucking leverage, no pun intended, no pun intended. Once you have the leverage, you're able to dictate your terms. It's either you take these terms, or I can go
Somewhere
to
else.
somebody else that's willing to do it.
His company's called The Leverage, if you guys didn't know.
Yeah.
So you went from that to what? Building out your own showroom. It's essentially like an LVMH sort of for B2B streetwear.
Yeah, I mean, we went from a showroom just
So
representing.
you were a sales rep. You were selling for other brands that you didn't own. And you were like the agency.
Yeah, so we were like, we would say we were the middleman. I mean, at that time, I never wanted to own my own brand. Listen, I didn't want the issues about designing, floating anything. Sales reps, you just take a small, you take a cut of whatever you sell, right? And so we don't take any risks. The only risk is the only people taking the risks are the brand owners,
Yeah,
right?
because they got to put up the money for the product and shit.
But the issue with the sales rep, and it's widely known, is that sales reps get used, right? And so you're the ones building relationships with the brand, and I built a shitload of relationships. The amount of brands that I've worked with on the sales side with either me directly or indirectly with our agency, it's wild, And so we would get brands into stores that had no business even work with them before. Your Zoomies, your Tillys, your PacSuns, some of these really big stores like the Buckle that is buying huge amounts. And then, with the sales rep, you have contracts, 1 year contract, 2 year contracts. And then, once you're in the stores and you're delivering it, you're talking to, and you're like, you know what, we don't need a sales rep anymore.
Yeah.
And so that's the situation that it always became.
So essentially the brand would use you to get their brand inside of a Buckle, a PacSun or whatever.
Yeah.
After your year-long contract's up, they pay you your 10%. They're like, hey, you know what? We don't have to pay him 10% anymore. We can go find another rep for 3%, and he can just manage the relationship.
Or I could just hire an in-house guy that just manages accounts. But at the end of the day, it's normal. So, being like 20, 25, 30 years old, I always felt some type of way, like building these building these brands up on their distro side to like, literally I've taken a brand that did, I'm not going to name any names, but like I've taken a brand that did 80,000 in 1 year, selling shit out of like the trunk of his car to 3 million the first year. And then right after that, he's like, yo, peace, I'm out. I'm going to just take this back and do this myself. And it's just normal. And like all the sales reps in the industry that has ever worked as a sales rep, they hear these stories. They know, like all the big guys, they're like, yo, like your Foundations, your Park Showrooms, Chris Josso and those guys, all my homies that have been in this industry, they sit here and we can tell the same story over and over.
It's part of the game.
It's just part of the game.
It's part of the game.
And you can't be mad at it. It's just like you got to check, at the end of the day, you got to check. You had a brand that's successful and it's sold. And then at the end of the day, now they have the relationships.
Yeah. And then what did you do from there? You transitioned into owning your own brands?
Yeah. So I started one of our first brands, Embellish. And so that started in 2014. Me and my business partner and my other business partner at the time, we started it based off of the crazy thing is, a handful of people is shout out Simon from Culture Kings. I can honestly say that was the dude that kind of put me on. So
really,
yeah. So my relationship with Simon is big. I see him now making, what did he sell his company for? 600 million?
Yeah, but you were like talking to him like personally.
No, bro, listen. I owe this dude so much, and I respect the shit out of him because when I was at I'm King, one of the brands I sold, he was selling out of a stall, out of a swamp meet.
Wow. Right.
And at the time, he used Culture Kings, and not a lot of people knew, but Culture Kings was actually a boutique store in Miami, and they were kind of cracking. And so he used it knowing that he's in Australia. And so he said that he can't get in trouble saying that he's related to get brands. And at that time, dude, listen, at the time, the cool guy days in 2003 to 2008, a thing sales reps used to ask was like, okay, who do you carry?
What brands do you have in your store?
Yeah. So, reps wanted to be in cool stores. Yeah. I was different, dude. I was like, dude, I'll sell to fucking anybody, dude. I don't have these cool ass brands. I need to get paid, you know? And so, Simon and me met, and he was one of the first guys that was carrying Culture Kings. Culture Kings was carrying I'm King internationally. And we built a really good relationship, and he would ask me to find brands for him to bring over there. I think one day he calls me and he's like, Chris, do any of your brands make biker jeans? And I was like Balmain? And he's like, yeah, like Balmain. And I was like, shit, let me find out. And so my business partner, Lee, he's a southeast rep at the time. He's like, all right. I'm like, Lee, any brands we can sell? We can find some biker jeans. He's like, but we can make it. I'm like, what the fuck you mean we can make it? He was like, dude, I got a homie and he has a factory. We can go out there and he has a sample and we can make a pair of fucking jeans and we can go. I was like, all right, bet.
You're telling me Simon is the one that gave you the idea for the fucking business that essentially the hero product that blew your shit up?
Yeah, I can honestly say that.
Did you give him a percentage?
No,
he's too rich. He doesn't need one.
He's too rich. He doesn't need that, bro. Yeah. But me and him, we went way back. Anytime he would need anything in terms of like what product to make, dude, he was just buying so much shit from us and throwing back ideas. And his other business partner, Omar, is actually from Garden Grove. And so I shipped my first delivery out of pretty much his business partner's warehouse. So I have pictures on this right here, us fucking packing orders and just shipping it out of our warehouse.
How did you figure out how to source the product? Because I feel like now there's so many Superline videos, trade shows, but like back then it's like, what do you do? Like, how do you find a factory?
So the thing is, like I said, my business partner and our other partner at the time, they went out to, he had a factory out there that connect. So they went out there with the jean to try to sample it. But then when they went out there, it didn't work. But there was this whole big fucking area, and you've seen it, where Big Boss, we use the same factories. This whole area of fucking factories that were willing to work with you. And so it's like fucking miles and miles and fucking floors of fucking random dirty ass factories. And so they spent like 6 or 7 days, like almost like a week to 2 weeks out there looking for somebody to sample it, and they found somebody.
So it's literally like back then when I was selling weed, it's like you literally had to come out here, you had to meet the plug, and it's like you just randomly calling people, you know somebody, but now it's like Telegram shit, right?
Yeah.
Instagram. So back then it's like that. It's the wild west. You got to go out there.
Oh my God.
Go door knock into factories.
Oh my God. So my business partner Lee and them, they found the factory, they did a sample, and they came back with it, and they're like, this is what it is. And so we're like, all right, well, we're going to place the order, right? So we placed the order, and 30 days, he comes back, and 30 days later, it's ready to go. And then at the time, it was like, I don't want to say it was like $30,000 or $50,000 or whatever.
How much was each jean?
Each jean at the time was like 15 to 18 bucks.
Landed, DDP.
DDP landed, wow. Right? And so at that time, I was like, all right, we're about to, spend my life savings. Right now, spending my life savings. I remember me and my business partner had to put up all the money up front, and whatever money I had at the time in my bank, I had to call my wife, and I was like, hey, I'm about to buy denim. And this is all we have in our account right now. Are you okay with it? And she's like, fucking go for it. Right. And so me and my business partner, put up half of the money to buy all these jeans. And I was just like, we're about to wire this fucking random ass factory. I don't know who the fuck these people
Big
are.
boss.
Not even him. It wasn't even him before. This money. How the fuck do I know it's there? I told them, I was like, hey, listen, dude, before I wire this money, can I go and see the product? And so I didn't go to the first trip. So 30 days later, me and my business partner, we fly back there, right? I have the fucking picture, bro.
Because you didn't trust him. You didn't know because you weren't going to send him 50 bands and like not see it.
So we go out there, right? And then I meet the factory and everything too. I bring a bunch of other stuff out there to try to sample. And so we go out there and I'm like, show me the product. And he's like, I go into this janky ass warehouse and let me see. Like, this is it, dude. So this is my first load. So this is literally like my first load of denim right here. This is
literally like selling weed. Like, I know all the trappers got a photo like this.
So I opened this. If you guys can see this. You guys got it? So I open this, I see this, and I'm like, all right, we're good. So I make a call to our assistant, Derek. I'm like, Derek, wire the money. And so we wire the money and we ship. We bring the ship back, right? We bring the ship back and pretty much Simon already bought half of it, right?
How much did you charge him for wholesale?
I don't remember.
Was it a double up?
It was a double up. It was
like 30, 40?
30, 40 bucks. It was a double up. We doubled our money. So whatever he ordered, we just doubled the whole thing.
Yeah.
And we sold the fucking rest. And so all we were doing was just flipping. And so he came back, we sold every single fucking piece. But at that time, we're just like, okay, fuck, I wonder if this is gonna fucking work. Because at the time, we didn't want to own a brand. We just wanted to do a quick flip and make some money. I think we sold like 2,000 pairs of jeans, like off the jump. And then we get calls from our stores. They're like, hey, all your fucking buttons are popping off right now. And I was like, oh my fucking God, we're fucked. And he's like, it doesn't matter. They're still buying it with the buttons popping off anyways. Do you have anything else?
The hoodies are still ripping. It's fine. They'll buy it. It's fine.
They're still buying it. We're the only, dude, we were the first making biker jeans in size fucking 36 and up to size 44. And so they were buying the shit out of it. And then we're like, all right, well, what the fuck do we do next? We got to come up with the follow-up. And so the follow-up for us was just bringing a bunch of colorways and saying, hey, make this colorway into a biker, make this into a biker.
What did you tell the factory when the buttons were falling off? Like, yo.
We told them we had to fucking make it right and just reinforce it.
Yeah.
And then we did.
Did they credit you or did they give you, they were just like, oh, it is what it is.
It is what it is. What you don't realize, back in the day with factories, they would actually reject people to work with. This is when factories had like their choice.
Reject, like they don't want to work with you.
Dude, back in the day, it wasn't that. It was the thing about this, the manufacturing industry was a very Illuminati thing.
Gate kept.
Very gate kept. And people were asking for 200, 300, 400 minimums now. And at that time, not many people were making clothes. Yeah. You know, like there's only like a handful. Now, essentially,
they were the plug, and you needed them, and so they got to pick and choose who gets access to me. And if they fuck up, it's like, hey, you want to work with me? Fuck it, you keep it pushing.
Yeah,
type shit.
So it's either on their terms or no terms. Wow. You know, so that was what it was at first.
It's crazy how much has changed now.
It's changed now.
It's like the exact opposite.
Oh, bro,
it's the exact opposite.
Dude, now I get phone calls and like messages. You know, we'll give you terms. Please work with us. You know, we'll bring.
I'll fly you out. I'll give you a nice dinner. Everything, the whole nine.
Exactly. So, being off track, yeah, that was what it was. And so from Embellish, you know, we started a bunch of other brands and then started partnering with a bunch of brands too. So it was one of those situations I was like, I didn't want to do sales for other brands, other brands anymore. So it was like, okay, now we can control like all the brands that we have and we don't have to worry about them just bouncing off here and there. And so that was the situation we were in. And it was great from 2014 to 2000 and up to almost 2000. Up to almost now.
How much money do you think you made off that biker denim silhouette?
Oh, fucking 7-8 figures. Easily 8 figures.
10 million?
Yeah, plus million? Easily.
If you guys don't know, biker denim, there's Balmain had this denim back in the day. It's like a skinny jean with like the little, what is it? Like the ruffles, the ribs? Something like that, ribs. Yeah. And was it like, they only made what, size 36, 34? So it was only like for skinny people?
So the thing people that don't realize is designer fashion wasn't made or meant for anybody big.
That's like for the athletes. It wasn't made for the athletes.
No, it was not. Back in the day, which I say back in the day, in the early 2014s to 17s, even before that, they were only making sizes 36 and down for denim. It wasn't until very late in 2018, 19, they started making bigger sizes. Back then, the designer industry was like a very gay kept thing too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what you guys did is essentially you guys made the 40s, the 42s, and then you also made them longer because the athletes wanted them. So you catered to a market that didn't have access to these goods.
Yes, pretty much.
How was COVID with this business? Because it's very retail heavy.
Oh yeah, so COVID was very, very interesting. So COVID was one of those things where I'm getting caught. So COVID was funny. I mean, end of the day, our business is strictly B2B. I would say 80-90% of my business is B2B, and then stores like, yo, I can't sell, I'm closed. Every single day during that shutdown, I would go to the office by myself because my whole staff is gone. And I had a gym at that time. So I would work out and I would wait for the fucking UPS guy to fucking bring back all these bounce back fucking orders, right? And at that time, we had a little bit of a DTC business, and that's when we started doing Facebook ads and everything too. And luckily it blew up because people had a bunch of money at home. So we were making a good amount of money just to keep the lights on, right? But this is when the PPP hit. Oh my God. The minute that stores started going back into business, we couldn't fucking keep anything in.
Yeah.
They were just buying anything and everything. And they were writing orders like the money was never going to fucking go away. Yeah. That time was kind of fucking gnarly.
I mean, that's when we blew up.
Yeah.
Thanks to COVID. Thank you, PPP. Thank you, COVID. Thank you, all the loans, all the free money out there.
Everything.
What brands are you working on now? Like, I know it's like Embellish. Are there other brands that you're working on now?
So, I mean, under the house that we have right now, I mean, the in-house guys is we have Embellish, Crisp, which is our lower price denim brand. Memory Lane, my business partner is Dennis from Crooks and Castles. We've been kind of cultivating that for the last 3 years. I still have Richie Lee for a DTC. And probably, I would say right now, probably my most popular brand is Diet Starts Monday. So Diet Starts Monday, it's out of all my brands right now, I would say branding wise, it's very strong right now. It's in Nordstrom's. Distribution is great. We have a bunch of collaborations with New Era, Puma.
And what do you do help now? It's you also help manufacture, you help sales and distribution, warehousing. Is it like all in one now versus just the sales?
Yes. So pretty much our business is always like the back end of the business, right? All my partners are the designers, marketing. They do that. We do everything else. So we still have the sales team. I have a sales team, in-house guys, and I have guys in the Southeast, Northeast, and Midwest. We still go on the road. That's the
all
thing.
The trade shows. You're trade show warriors.
Yeah, trade show warriors is one thing. There's guys that just go to trade shows, but then we have reps that actually go on the road. And so if I
they like drive store.
Yeah, bro.
They pull up to the store type shit.
Yo, so we have our structure is kind of wild, but we have like a 2-month selling window where we have one sample set from all of our brands. And it will start off, let's just say in the West Coast, right? My rep will go from the West Coast, will go up California, down and over to Arizona, see all their stores, right? Just to show samples. And from there, we'll ship the samples over to the Southwest. Southwest will start in Texas, go all the way up to Oklahoma, pass over to NOLA. And then from there, he ships it over to the guy in the Southeast. Southeast will make his run from, I would say, Atlanta over to Florida, up to North Carolina. North Carolina would ship his over to the Northeast guy. Northeast would do his run and pass it over to the Midwest. They get done. They bring it back. We look at the sales we look at what we get, and then pretty much that's when we cut our production numbers. I mean, it's a very ancient thing, but I still feel like business still should be done like face to face. That's the reason why we have these relationships. As you do, because think about it, you as a retailer, if you see a rep that comes into your store all the time showing you samples, you're gonna fuck with them.
Yeah, and he's like, bro, you already drove all the way out here. You spent your time, your hard-earned money. It's like I kind of owe you an order a little bit.
Yes,
right?
Exactly. And the thing is, there's these other brands that just you'll only see them at a trade show.
Yeah.
You'll only see them at a trade show, or they'll just only email you a Brand Boom link.
Yeah, which is the laziest thing you can do.
The laziest thing. Or they don't even call you,
What are you looking for brands when you bring them onto the showroom? Is it like coolness, hype? What is it?
So for us, for the longest time, we were only doing sales for only us. Like I said, recently we just picked up Revenge.
Wow.
So Revenge. And for us, it's like, if you could sell a product and you have a platform and you can do DTC, we could do the fucking rest.
Yeah.
Because like we're built for that. We're built for that. All the sales reps I have, they've all been in the industry for fucking 20 plus years.
It's essentially like a record label. for clothing brands.
Yeah, pretty much. I would say it's a record label. I hate saying the 360 term because that sounds fucking gross.
Yeah.
But, you know, like we do everything else. We just let our business partner, our designers, just design. As long as you can design and have the vision and the marketing and everything too, you don't have to worry about production numbers because we'll help you with that. You don't have to worry about sales schedules because we already got that.
Yeah.
And even everything else, I mean, end of the day, that's what's successful about brands is if you have like a good infrastructure in the back end, especially in the fact that sales wise, dude, like I said, this is a unicorn thing. Being able to sell B2B is still something that's like a unicorn.
Yeah.
Because you were like a killer sales rep and you saw that side of the business, does that change how you work with your sales reps? If they're like, oh, I want to start a brand.
The thing about this is it's almost a give and take. I've had a lot of people work through me and under my umbrella that have branched off and done some great things. And I'm not mad at that. End of the day, like, you know, when you work with me, you did your thing. You made me money and you've learned and you took that experience and you go out there and start your own brand. If you're successful, it fucking makes me look great because it's almost like Supreme. Supreme had all these designers that from Noah, what are some of those brands? Recon and all these other guys coming from Supreme. It makes them look great because you're under that Supreme umbrella, right? And so all these other brands that popped off underneath our umbrella that are doing great, making millions of dollars, it only makes me look great because at the end of the day, that means that what I was doing here, what I taught, me being a mentor, me being the sales rep that taught you all this, it works. And I can honestly say this, dude, I have so many guys that I see now that have left from us and started their own things that are very, very successful. And it's fucking great.
People say the same thing about Kanye. It's like everybody who's worked with Kanye is just amazing.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there's always gonna be that weird shit in the beginning, like, oh, you fucking took my idea, But end of the day, it's all love. You know, at the end of the day, I'm always gonna be here. I know that we have our platform, and all it is it's what's next man up. Like whatever project, next man up. I'm very thankful the fact that we have this platform, this distro, so we can just look for new artists, new brands, like new projects, new ideas that we could just plug in and like, okay, well, we have access to, you know, 500, 700, 1,000 accounts. We have access to the factory. We have access to XYZ sports agency. You can get on so-and-so and so-and-so. And so it just becomes like a machine.
What do you think is the future of the space? Because I feel like trade shows, I mean, the days of like LRG doing $150 million and bringing fucking tigers to trade shows, like, I don't think that's coming back. But what do you think is the future? Like the next 5-10 years, like how is it going to play out?
Dude, the next 5 or 10 years is going to be China. So what the China guys are doing right now is kind of fucking scary because like they can see your product, they can make it and they can get it to a market before you are. You know?
What do you mean by China? Like,
I mean, just
backdoor us?
Yeah, just backdoor everything.
Yeah.
Because you got to remember, the thing that sucks is that you guys got to remember. I saw this dude post on your shit like, I make my factory sign an NDA. They won't sell my shit.
That shit does not fucking matter,
That shit doesn't fucking work, bro.
That shit
doesn't fucking work. And the thing is, you can't do dick.
Yeah.
You can't do dick about it,
and the Chinese
bro.
government is like the biggest gang in the world. They're gonna protect the shit out of their people. Like, you gonna sue in China? Good luck. Like you can't even go there. The moment you go there,
you can't do
disappear.
Shit. You can't do shit, dude.
You can't do shit.
You cannot do shit in China.
You're saying that the Chinese factories are gonna essentially take the same styles, the same silhouettes. I mean, it kind of already happened.
Bro, we work with Big Boss.
Yeah,
we know it, dude. I go to his trade show and I'm like, all my silhouettes are there, and you just
we go to a trade show. This guy, his factory that he works with, this guy literally is like a banner, has like damn near Chris's face on that shit.
Yeah.
It has his company name, has all of his products. All he does is he changes, like if he makes a jersey and it's like 69, he just makes it 59. But it's the same exact shit.
And the funniest,
same exact shit.
And the craziest shit is his factory is 300,000 square feet, and my name is on the fucking wall on his factory. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
So his factory says Chris and Lee on the fucking factory. And he does that just knowing that our brands will attract other people to come work there. And I'm like, bro, I need a piece of this, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, thank God he's been really good to work with. And so it's one of those situations where like, I'm not going to fucking rock the boat. I don't care.
Yeah.
He's not our only factory to work with, but at the end of the day now, that's the thing. It's like the Chinese are so much more fucking smart about this shit. You seen that shit? Yeah. They can fucking drop shit from
you know what's crazy is the same Big Boss, he has a website.
Yes.
That is a Shopify store in America that is, we make blanks from him, right? The same exact blanks he posts on there for half the price.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And the thing, what the Chinese government does too is when we import goods into America, we have to pay, as American companies, we have to pay taxes, right? So if you bring in something, Trump and the tax, you got to pay this, right?
Yeah.
Well, the Chinese government, they're essentially doing like ghost tax IDs, and they're just kind of like doing like whack-a-mole where they can just set up fake things and they're not paying taxes. So they can sell the same garment that we sell to you. They can sell the same shit for a fraction of the price.
I think it's crazy that all the shit that they can get away with, the knockoff market and everything there, it's insane. During that time where the whole tariff situation, they're saying, oh, Hermes is getting built. Dude, Hermes is not really getting fucking made in these Chinese factories. There's a lot of these factories making these knockoffs that are fucking exactly amazing, but they're not fucking exactly making it from this fucking factory. But I am telling you though, I've seen some factories, literally we've worked with denim factories that knock off some of the best fucking denim out there. G-Star Raw, fucking Jack and Jane, 7 for Mankind. I literally seen this and I'm just like, you're making this, where are you selling this? Oh, we're sending this to India. We're sending this to fucking Pakistan. We're sending this to fucking Puerto Rico. And I'm just like, oh.
What do you think is what is your strategy and your game plan to like combat that? Because in 5 years, if that's the thing, if Bossman's gonna undercut all of us and do all that, what is your game plan to be like, yo, I gotta make sure I get mine?
Honestly, right now, our situation is that fact that it's almost like a Stussy situation. You know, Stussy's like, I only want to grow this much amount just to stay steady instead of like making $100 million business. Before, I used to always look at my business and be like, oh, I want to grow 20%, 30%, 40%. Yeah. I'm fucking very fortunate now, right? My kids are taken care of. My wife's taken care of. My family's taken care of. I don't need to fucking make $100 million.
I just want to maintain.
I just want to maintain. You know, like even if you knock me off, it's fine, you know? And the thing is, I see a lot of these brands that will go on social media and they'll just always like name drop, oh, this brand is knocking me off. Oh, look at this brand, copied my shit. Dude.
Everyone copies everyone, bro.
Listen, bro, if you have ever used a fucking mood board and copied somebody else, you cannot fucking call anybody else out.
Yeah.
End of the day, fucking chalk it up to the game. That's what I'm saying, chalk it up to the game. Every fucking brand uses another brand's ideas, concepts as theirs, right?
Yeah.
Everybody, you have a fucking mood board. I took the fucking pocket from a fucking neighborhood jacket. I took the colorway from fucking John Elliott. I took a fucking drawstring or the Riri zipper from fucking Rude or whatever the fuck it is. If you've done any of that, that means you use somebody else's concept idea.
Steal it, regrip it, fucking whatever it is. That's what it is.
And if somebody ends up knocking you off 100%, it is what it is. It happens all the time.
I don't think those kids have walked the trade show.
Yeah.
I mean, when you go to the fucking trade show, bro, it's fucking booth after booth is all the same shit. And then you know what the craziest thing is? We were the first ones to do this. We were the first ones. It's like, I done heard this shit 30 times today. How is 30 people the first one to do this fucking style? Like, there's no way.
Dude, it's not about who did it first. It's who does it the fastest and who does it the best at the lowest price now.
Yeah.
You know, that's what it is now. Oh, can you get me that for the lowest price? Oh, the quality's good, but this is like $5 cheaper. I'll buy that.
I'll say this. In this game, everything, like when Chris was describing the way it was, right? It was very gate kept. It was all this. And now that the walls have come down, everyone knows everything. Yeah. What it comes down to is, can you do shit that no one else can do? Yeah. And for me, the reason why I'm pouring so much into this media, the reason why I'm pouring so much into these videos is they can come and knock off my clothes. Yeah. They can do all this shit, but guess what they can't do? They can't do this. And the other thing is, even for the store, I shop Superline. It's like, they can do all that, but they don't want to run a store. Nobody wants to run a store 6 days a week and deal with that shit. I'm willing to do that.
A store 6 days a week is wild.
It's
fucking
hard.
Wild.
And we're a walk-in, think about it, we're a walk-in store offering wholesale pricing. Mm-hmm. So retail stores is like, yeah, you're dealing with that shit, but fuck it, when you sell this, you're tripling up.
Yeah.
When we sell this, we're making 20, 30%. It's a fucking, it's a terrible business.
And imagine about the amount of money that you have to kind of put out for inventory.
Yes.
Think about it like this, kids out there. When you're talking about like a 10 or 20%, you're talking about spending $1 million to make $100,000.
You're putting, the best way to think of it is you're putting $100 to make $30, and then you're paying another $10 for payroll and rent. Another $15. So you're literally at the end of it, you're investing $100 to make $15. That is a fucking terrible business.
If you own it 100%. If you have a business partner and it's 50-50, now you got $750.
So you're putting you're making $100 to make $7.50. It's a terrible business.
Yeah.
But I think it's coming down to, at the end of the day, everything's going to be exposed. It's about who can do something that no one else can do.
Yeah.
And if you can do that, fucking double down on that shit.
Yeah.
You know, when you were younger, you said you had all these like goals and aspirations, right? Mm-hmm. What age did it started to trim down for you, and what changed? Was it like your kids growing up or your family life?
Honestly, like you said, it's funny. You always talk about like the brand owner. Once you start making money, what do you do when you start making money? pop bottles, buy watches, buy cars.
Get veneers.
Get veneers, I got it too. See, you got veneers. So I'm the epitome of a brand owner, right?
Yeah.
But so you do that, and then you get to a certain point where you're like, yo, I've already been there, I've already done all that. And then your kids, they're young, and then they get older, and then you realize there's other things in life besides that. I've already flexed on everybody.
You don't want to be the douchebag driving up to your kid's basketball practice in a fucking $400,000 supercar. Because then all the other parents are like, look at this guy.
And see, the funny thing was, I was driving around in a fucking Urus, right? When we started the basketball program. And so once the basketball program started getting bigger, I'm like, dude, I cannot fucking drive a Urus in front of these fucking parents, Yeah. And so it's one of those things where I was like, yo, I got to tone it down. And at the end of the day now, people are always looking at you, your brand, and you as a person, especially the fact that now I transitioned over to brand owner and I run this basketball program. And so I was just like, all right, dude, I got to be normal. I can't be flexing, driving around a fucking Urus or a Lamborghini Aventador or any of this shit anymore. I can't be wearing, gold chains. I can't be wearing Cubans. Dude, I'm only wearing a watch here just because I wanted to.
Just for the flex today.
Just a flex for you. But like, other than that, dude, I'm not flashy at all anymore. I mean, if you would have followed me from like 2014 to 2019,
Bro had the craziest whips, man. I'm talking, and I'm not even just talking regular whips. Bro's taking a fucking Lamborghini and putting goddamn crazy rims and body kits and fucking the craziest shit.
At one point I had fucking 14 cars. I was like, why the fuck do I need 14 cars? I got like at one point I'm taking my kids to preschool in a Rolls Royce Ghost. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And picking up my daughter in a Ferrari FF, and I was just like, that was cool at that time. But then you get to a certain age, it's like, all right,
kind of whack.
It's kind of whack. Like you look like a fucking douchebag.
Like, what are you trying to prove?
Yeah. What are you trying to prove? What are you trying to prove? You have kids, you don't go out anymore. And then I just transitioned to became like, I went from flex and all that, and then it became this whole shit with me trying to find balance with my kids, the sports, and like I got into endurance training, and so that's when I got into like running.
He runs triathlons, guys.
Not even just triathlons, Ironmans.
Wow. Yeah. What's the difference?
So it's the same thing, but Ironmans is a little bit different. The big Ironman that I did, the swim was 2.4 mile swim, 112 mile bike ride, and I ran a fucking full marathon afterwards.
All in one sitting.
All in one sitting. 15 hours.
That is crazy.
But it's like that. Like I see it. Like I see all the guys that were super flashy and then they got over it. Like guys like Ben Baller. Perfect example, Ben. He used to be flashy as shit. Now all he does is golf, bro.
Yeah. That is like the most old man shit.
But I'm just saying, like, once you start getting into this money, back to this, you have to feel that. You have to be able to go through that and recognize, everything. Like, I was able to do that. Cool. Checklist off. Now, I got children, I got a wife, I got to take care of my kids, and there's bigger things in life than just fucking material items.
Do you think, personally for me, do you think I should keep having, because even for me, I have, when I was DMing you, I had fucking, I'm gonna be a billionaire. I'll be fucking Jeff Bezos. And then it's like, as I'm starting to track the journey, I'm like, this shit is fucking hard. It's taxing. My wife's calling me 30 minutes ago, bitching about fucking she doesn't have the Audi car keys. You're so selfish, crashing out on me. And it's like, oh, fuck, I gotta go home. Like, I'm trying to be a husband, a father. Do you think I should still have that, like, I'm gonna build this to $100 million company? Or do you think I should, I don't know, like, what do you think I should do as like a father, a husband?
How old are you right now?
32.
32. So 32 is when I started my business at 30. 31, 32 is when we started our first brand. That's when the money really, really came in, right? And so a lot of it's hard to explain this though, because it's like, if you've never seen real money and the next thing you know, you be like almost a millionaire overnight, you just start acting dumb, start doing dumb shit. Like you thinking like, this money's never fucking gonna go away,
It goes away.
It goes away, all right? And it goes away. And then like, oh, all these people around me, they fuck with me. Those people go away too.
Yeah.
Right? But what doesn't go away?
Your family.
Your family. All right. So you got to just like think, what's the best interest? Your son is probably what, a year old now?
10 months. Yeah.
10 months old, right? And so in 10 months, he's, in a year from now, he's going to be 2 years old. A year from now, he's going to be, after that, 3 years old, he's going to understand and recognize shit. One of the things that I always say, it's presence, not presence. Right. And so you being away on all these roads, and it fucking hurt me too. Because when I was doing this business, my kids were 2 and 4. And this is when FaceTime first started. Yeah. And so I was always on the road just working, And so I missed my kids' first step. I missed
living it through FaceTime, which I literally am doing too right now.
Yeah. And it hurts, it hurts. And so like, So like the one thing that I can't take is like the first steps, the first talk, the first time he says something, or like all these like milestones that you miss, you can't get those back. And I would say to this, business is business. End of the day, yeah, you want to be 100 millionaire, you want to be a billionaire, shit like that. Most of those guys that like, look at the guys like your Jeff Bezos, how many marriages is he on?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, what's more important to you, your business or your family? And so it has to be like an equal balance where, okay, I'm making enough money where I'm around. And so that's where I'm at right now. I could easily go back to the factory and do all these startup businesses, but I'm content. I could find more brands and more projects, but I don't want to do that.
So you think as I'm getting older, the line has to skew more, like the ambition has to go down and my time, because like my son's 1, he's probably not going to remember that I'm gone right now.
No.
But like when he's 3 or 4, he might.
Yep.
So that's when my line has to start to shift more this way.
Yeah. Yeah. So like even now, my line has shifted so much. It's like my kids are important based off of like them playing sports and everything, and me being super involved with their day-to-day operations. Like even now, I pretty much have this whole podcast set up around being able to come back and getting to their basketball practice. So like everything I do is based around them. Okay, I could sit at work the whole day. I could sit at work the whole day, but I can still work from my phone and be around. Like we go back to the presence, not presence.
I think the one thing a lot of kids don't understand, guys, and I want you to learn is it's cool to be the richest guy. It's cool to fucking have $100 million or whatever, but that is only one currency of your life. Having money is only one element, right? There's another bank of your life, which is family, which is relationships, which is things that are, and I would say those things are actually more valuable and more real. And the one thing that I've always looked up to Chris and respected Chris for is he's on 1 marriage, 3 kids, not a fucking abandoning his kids. I mean, he runs he literally created a whole basketball program for his kids. And I think that is something that is respectable and something that I want to apply in my life. So when you're watching these videos, don't just think like, oh, I want the fucking Rolex, I want the fucking Airbnb in the hills. It's like, that shit's cool. Do it. Get the car. But it's like, don't forget about your family.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that's cool.
Yeah. And dude, I'm 43 years old right now, bro. I'm like, what the fuck am I going to do? Go to Cars and Coffee and talk to a bunch of fat bald dudes about like, hey, look at my fucking Aventador, or look at my HRE rims. It's fucking whack. Like at this age, you've already met everybody you need to. Like your circle needs to be really small and tight. Your family, your friends, and people you actually fuck with.
Hey, we had Mickey from Mag Park on yesterday.
Yo, did you?
Yeah, he was telling me you're going to do the Duke basketball shit.
Oh, bro.
I feel like, low-key, I feel like, the highlights I see, you're not the biggest guy, but I feel like you're gonna fuck it up a little bit, bro.
I'm gonna fuck
They're gonna be so slow, dog.
They're gonna be so slow.
They're gonna be so fast.
I'm gonna go all downhill, bro.
And then think about it, it's like, yo, it's a week straight, 10 games a day. It's like, they're not built for that shit, bro.
They're not.
You run a triathlon, you can be chilling.
That's the reason why that I'm always talking shit. And like when I play these pickup games, guys are just like, I just thought you're fucking just posting highlights. I'm like, dude, I'm in fucking shape, bro.
Even if you are posting highlights, it don't matter, because dude, these guys are not gonna be able to last 10 games,
dude,
bro.
And I seen the whole Duke thing is such a fucking dope thing.
That's crazy, right?
See, the thing is, I've always wanted to do this, and then when he did this, I was so fucking jealous. I told him if I would have known, I would have fucking went out there with him. Yeah. But shout out to Mickey though. Mickey's one of my guys.
You got to be on the same team, because
Mickey can shoot the shit out of the ball.
Mickey can fucking shoot.
He can shoot the shit out of the ball.
Yes.
Yeah.
He got that big man fucking power up too.
Yeah. He used
that
to
Bowser shot.
Yeah. Before he started his own shit, like he used to come out with our runs, and he can play.
That's dope. Last question. If you could go back to the 18-year-old version of yourself, right? You're fucking trapping out mortgages. You're trying to, you're selling all those shoes. What's one advice you would give yourself?
Just enjoy the experience and just fuck up. Keep on fucking up. There's no rush. Like what at 18 years old, what's the fucking rush, dude? Just be an idiot. Go out with your friends, go drink in the fucking parking lot, pre-game, drink your Four Locos, your fucking Remy Martins, your fucking Bacardi 151s, get drunk, get fired from your job, just experience life. There's no timeline. You don't need to be a millionaire overnight. You don't need to be able to pay off your parents' mortgage at 25. Like you said, like the timelines of people is all fucking different. Being young at 18, just experience life, do everything, don't say, I'm not saying don't say no to everything, but just be able to enjoy the parties, your friends, your culture, schooling, or whatever the fuck it is. Just be a kid.
I love that.
Yep.
Hopefully you guys learned something. We stay giving y'all
free game.